Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome back, welcome along. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe please, it all helps. So here I have today, as you can tell from the title, I have a lot of 3D printed resin parts to show you. And these have all come from a company over in the Czech Republic called ASK, Art Scale Kit. And there's quite a lot of new stuff here to show you. A couple of the items you've seen before because Peter had sent them to me previously, but 99% of it you haven't seen. So I'm going to go through it in no particular order. I've got it all laid out here and sort of categorized. So I've got a lot of Zero stuff to show you, A6M Zero stuff. There's some Tomcat seats here. We've got some B17 parts. There's some F84 parts in 48th and 72nd scale. So let's make our way through it and see how we get on. So starting off here with something we've seen before. So this is a 1/32 scale A20 JK Havoc seat set. It's the early type with textile seat belts and photo etched belt buckles. So this is a different seat than you get in the kit. I will actually open this up. It's very awkward this, because if I have the light on you will get loads of reflection, and if I have the light off you don't, but the trouble is the resin's black. So you can see if I put the light on, and it's you get loads of reflection off the clear plastic. But we can see here that we've got the seat, which is beautifully done. Maybe I'll put the light on the side, maybe that would be better. It's beautifully printed, it's practically see-through, it's so thin, and yeah, very nice indeed. And then we've got the HGW seat belts and buckles there, all in one set, which is very handy for your A20 if you want to do an early type. As I say, this is a different seat that you actually get in the kit. So there we go. And the part number, the instructions on the back there you can see, and the part number for that one is A32010. All of this stuff is available either direct from artscale.eu, as you can see down there, or you can actually get it in the UK from Havoc. And I'm sure in America, Squadron or whatever, ASK tools and stuff you can get from Rob over at Brooks Models. But all these accessories will be available at Hannon's. So going on to the B17 stuff, these are very nice. These are 1/48 B17 Bombay doors. These are for the Hong Kong Models / Edward kit. So we can see here that the one thing that's lacking with the B17 doors, the exterior detail's fine on them, but they've got no interior detail. You can see here we have full interior detail there. So there's the exterior with all the rivets and everything. And then we've got full interior detail, and as you can see here, they're so thin you can see through them. So they're beautiful, really beautifully done. And you can see this here. This is supports. You'll actually have the actual door will break away, trim away, whatever, cut away. So there we are. That's those B17 doors. So that's a real nice addition to that kit, if you're going to display it with the Bombay doors open, obviously. And then here again, staying with the B17, we've got these beautiful resin engines, which are very nice indeed. If I could get the packet open, I could show you better. Okay, it's opening that way. That's why I couldn't get it open. Now we need to get the card insert out. Oh, blimey. And you can see here we've got these resin engines with all the push rod tubes and the ignition lube and everything on there. So they're all very nice indeed. Again, with this black resin, it's very difficult to show you. But there we go. You can see them there in their detail. And you've got the spindles there for the props to go on too, which is nice. So that's all very lovely. Put those away later. And then here we have F84 Thunderstreak ejection seat with seat belts. Now sometimes he'll state it's for a particular kit, and other times he doesn't. So this is obviously going to be for all. So you've got your monogram or kinetic or whatever. And you can see we've got them here. These are with and without seat belts. So these are your F84 Thunderstreak ejection seats. So we can have a nice look at one of these. And this is the one with seat belts. So you can see the seat belts are in there. folded up nicely on the seat, all beautifully done and protected in that lovely box. Okay, so in 72nd scale, sticking with the F84F, we have some wheels. You see here we've got some nice resin wheels for your F84F in 1/72nd scale. These are for the special hobby kit, and you can see we've got masks in there as well. And when you look like that, you can see we've got the inner and outer detail on there and the nose wheel as well. Very nice indeed. We have a F84F ejection seat without seat belts in 72nd scale, and that is absolutely tiny. Again, this is for the special hobby kit. And then 72024, the last one was 72025. We have the 72nd scale special hobby F84F seat for the special hobby kit. You can see on there that's absolutely exquisitely well detailed. So you have to get your good paintbrushes out for that one. World War I stuff. We have the well, this is World War II actually. We have a Gnome Roan 14M engine. So this is in 1/48 scale, so this is going to go in your HS129 or your 323, or your Go 244, sorry. But again, we can see on these engines, beautifully detailed. All the fine detail are just asking to be painted and washed and highlighted and everything. So very, very nice indeed. So that's 48021. And then we have, this is World War I. We have Palmer spoked wheels in 1/48 scale, one pair. So they're not telling you what they fit, but if you know that you've got a 1/48 World War I British aircraft, then these could be the wheels for you. And you can see on there how finely done they are. They're absolutely gorgeous. Very, very fine spokes. And then finally for the World War I camp, we've got 1/32 scale turnbuckles. I know you've seen these before. You saw me use these. These are actually very nice to use, but they are extremely brittle. So if you remember, I used these on the tailplane, or the rudder was it, on my Fokker D4, and basically it was, you just touched them and they would break. So they're great for turnbuckles for your rigging, like in between the lines, but if you're going to actually glue them into one end, they are extremely brittle, so bear that in mind. So here we have, I think these would be great for the Lysander, the new Airfix Lysander in 1/48 scale. You can see we've got some Vickers K machine guns in 1/48, and there's a pair of them there with their ammo tubs as well, or ammo boxes, magazines, whatever you want to call them. You can see there they are very, very beautiful with the gun sights on the end and everything. They're going to be much nicer than the plastic parts that come in the kit. So there we go, you can see they've been moving around on there. In fact, I can take those off and then we can have a good look at them. So very, very nice indeed. I didn't think they went that way up. I think they go sideways, don't they? There we go. Okay, so that's 48044. So if you want some nice guns for your Lysander, there you are. And then we have some Lewis magazines in 1/32 scale. We've got two different types, and there's 10 in there. There's 5 of each of those magazines for 32nd scale. So that's nice to see for your 32nd scale aircraft. We've got on its own here, we've got an A10C rotary gun flash suppressor for Academy. So that's a tiny little, that's the end of the GAU8 gun for Academy. He also does one which is entitled for the GAU8. So what the difference is, I do not know. But if you've got the Academy kit, there you are. I think the other one's for Great War Hobby. Here we have 1/48 P400 Aerocobra exhaust for the Arma Hobby kit, and these are beautiful. You can see you've got a pair there, and they are beautifully made. Again, very difficult to show you because of the colour of the resin, but there we are. They're looking lovely. So So they're for the Armour Hobby, and they're 48023. And then we've got some P40E or Kitty Hawk Mark 1 Williamson G45 Cine gun camera. You see those in there. So they're going to be for the Edwards. It's saying correction set for Edwards, so maybe Edward got it wrong. And then here we've got a 148 A20G Havoc Boston 3 seat with flight control column handlebars. So yeah, that means the control wheel. So let's have a look at this one. This is going to be for the new HK model kit, I guess, or you could use it on the old monogram. But you can see in there we've got the seat with no belts, and we've got the control wheel there on the side, you can see there. Okay, so the seat is so thin you can practically see through it. See my thumb there through it, so very nice indeed. That's an early seat. AH1 Cobra exhaust. It doesn't say any kit it's for, but I can only imagine this is for the Academy kit, is it? It's AH1 Cobra exhaust. You can see beautifully done. Again, very thin, and you have no seam lines or horrible chunky bits or anything. It's going to make a massive difference to your Cobra. So that's gorgeous. And then here we've got the P39Q Aero Cobra round type exhaust for the Armour Hobby kit. So that's your different exhaust. We looked at the P40 ones. These are the P39, which is, I know they're only a number apart, but my God, they're different aircraft, aren't they? You can see they've got the round type exhaust. Moving on to the F14s, we have 4 lots of seats here. So we've got 48040, 48041, 48042 and 48043, and basically these are GRU 7A ejection seats, 2 in each. This is for the F14 AB late with seat belts, and then this is the AB late without seat belts. This is the AB early with seat belts, AB early without seat belts. So you've got your choices there. So if you've got the Great Wall Hobby or the Tamiya, you know, the F14A, the F14B, or I'm guessing also the, did they ever do one? I don't think they did one. I don't think, what's their names did one, did they? AMK. I don't think they did an A or a B. I think they only did the D. But there we go. So those seats are lovely. So we'll have a look at the late with the seat belts. Because they're grey, we can have a good look. Obviously they're in these lovely boxes. So you can see there you've got your seat with the belts neatly laid out and hanging. What is interesting, will be interesting to see, are the belts the same? Yes, they are. So you have 2 seats, 2 identical seats there. Sometimes it's nice to see them with the belts being in different positions, which some of the resin cast companies used to do. But these are obviously printed exactly the same. So you might want to go without the belts and put your own belts in there if you want to get that, you know, you don't want that sort of Siamese look to it. So there we go. So they're all 48 scale. It doesn't mention a kit, so obviously they're going to fit everything pretty much. If you need to, you may have to sand a little bit of detail off the sides to get them down. But there you go. So that's those 4 there for your F14s. Right, so here we have a pile of stuff for Zeros. So if you're a fan of Zeros in 148 scale, you'll be happy with this lot. So this is an A6M. In fact, what I'll do, I will start with this one, because this is not Zero. This is an A5M Claude seat. So it just says, it doesn't say for any kit or anything. It doesn't have belts with it. It's just a seat on its own for an A5M Claude. You can see there's your seat. Beautifully printed. And it's got the mounting detail there on the back as well, you can see. So very nicely done. Right, so onto Zeros. We have an A6M Zero seat early with starting handle. Now, I don't know anything about Zeros. So quite what they mean about starting handle, I do not know. Maybe it's the handle on the back of the seat there. They keep behind the seat for starting the aircraft. But there you go, you can see the seat there, it's got the holes in it, and it's very, very thin on the back, and the holes on the side as well. It's beautiful, very, very nice indeed. It's nice to see this grey resin as well instead of the black. We have here 3 items. So we have 48033, sorry, 48032, 33 and 34. And these are basically 148 A6M bulkheads with seats. And we've got the bottom position, the middle position and the top position. And if you look at them, you can see this one here. The seat is right at the bottom of the bulkhead. And this one here, if you compare the two, you can see the difference. This is the bottom here and the top here. And you can see there the difference in the height of the seat. So obviously the pilot could lift or lower the seat for whatever he was doing. So no doubt when he's taxiing around, he would have the seat in the top position. When he's in combat, he would have it in the lower position. But these are actually made for the Edward kit, I believe. Yes, they are. Recommended for Edward. So on there, you've got a complete bulkhead and the seat. Obviously, all these supports here are going to come off. In 148 scale, you've got the seat and the bulkhead, and you can see you've got all those holes in the seat and everything. No belts. You've got to add your own belts. But absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Very, very nice indeed. And you can see you've got the cable there running over the back, attached to the pulleys on the bulkhead. So yeah, beautiful. Just push that dent out of there. So yeah, very nice indeed, and will make a massive addition to your cockpit of your Zero. So there we go. That's our 3 bulkheads with seats. So they're lovely. And then here we have another work of art. This is a 3D print Nakajima engine. Now it's not saying it's for any particular kit, so it will probably fit all of them. But you can see it's gorgeous, and it's got all the detail all around the outside and everything, so you can have cowling flaps or cowls open, whatever. There we go. You can see all the tiny little crossover pipes and all the ignition leads and everything on there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Really nicely done. And then here we have 1/48 Japanese UV cabin lamps, set of 12. Now I'm not exactly sure what these are, but I'm sure a lot of you Japanese aficionados will. There you go, there's your little lamps for your cockpit. And then finally, yes, we've come to the end. I know some of you will be saying thank the Lord for that. Here is a A6M Zero open engine cooling flaps detail set, and this is recommended for Edward. So you can see here you've got the flaps open and all the internal detail is in there as well. So that's really nice. You've got the actuators in there. You can see, beautifully done. It's almost worth buying a Zero from Edward to use this on because it's so lovely. And there we go, that's that. So you have just seen a massive pile of resin parts from ASK, and they really are nice. This engine is absolutely gorgeous. So there we are. If you want to buy any of this stuff and you're in the UK, get yourself on over to Hannants. They'll have it all in stock, or have it waiting, or they can get it for you, whatever. It'll be coming back in stock. You can pre-order, whatever it is, whatever situation they're in. And remember, with Hannants, if you pre-order anything, you generally save 10%, and the beauty of Hannants is if you pre-order, you're not having to pay a deposit. You just pre-order it, it puts it in your basket, and then if when the time comes you don't want it, you don't have to have it. You can just take it out of your basket. So that's one of the beauties with Hannants. You don't pay anything up front. So there we go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon. I've got another review coming from ASK, and that's going to be a load of decals. So some of you will be really pleased. Some of you will not be very pleased, but that's the way it goes, unfortunately. So I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.